Hi, welcome to This Week in Property. I'm Jayashree Kurup, I'm editor MBTV, and I have with me Prabhakar Sinha, who's the real estate editor of the Times of India. We also have a guest with us, Harinder Singh. He's the chairman of Real Estate Realtors.
Hi, good afternoon, guys.
Harinder joined the show. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me here.
Now, today we are saying that if you have just 50,000 rupees and you aspire to enter the real estate industry, can you do it? Maybe not by a purchase of full property, but you can invest in instruments which allow you to benefit from the boom or growth of the real estate industry. Let's pick up REITs. REITs is Harinder, very quickly, what is REITs for the benefit of our users?
This is almost like what we all have been seeing mutual funds as investment asset class for financial instruments. This is real estate investment trust, which allows retail investors starting from 50,000 to any size to invest into a trust, which in turn will invest into commercial real estate and dominantly or majority into the income yielding assets. So it's a kind of very structured and transparent way for a small investor or a retail investor to enter into income generating commercial real estate investment.
What's the flip side of it? What should a consumer be careful about?
Well, at the moment, since REIT is just started in India, there's a lot of excitement about it. The only thing is we got to be very mindful of studying the red herring prospectus, which gives you enough information that which city you are investing, at what value the rental is coming, how much is the vacancy level in the city and in the complex. So there are basic things which we check when we invest into a commercial property individually, which needs to be also kept in mind. Whether you are individual investor or a large investor, you got to be very mindful of checking the basic parameters of the value at which you are entering the asset and what are the future prospects of growth and appreciation.
Can we say that
actually what happens in REITs particularly, like in mutual fund, all the stocks are listed on stock market. So its prices every day it revealed that okay, this is the price of this much, and on the basis of that, net asset value of your unit which you are holding in that mutual fund gets decided and it reflects every day. But in REITs this is bit opaque because the real estate prices doesn't change like that.
Yeah.
Neither there is a stock market where these stocks are getting listed or getting traded, unlike in the Western market.
Sure.
So here you will not be really aware of the fact that what is your net asset values worth today that you are holding. So, and it reflects only after 3 months or 6 months when they declare that okay, this is the rate right now our assets have.
What is mandatory? In what frequency should they declare the asset value?
I believe it is 6 monthly today, that half yearly, but the government is trying to reduce it further to monthly level, particularly that at least month they should declare that what is the net asset value of the unit is, and but that can be declared only if the asset class or that REITs can find out that what is the total value of the asset it is holding, because the unit that you are holding is divided in that entire assets and then it is valued on that basis. So that is not possible right now in India because market depth is not that kind, and that kind of paraphernalia is also not available in our market.
Sure.
What does the REIT hold? What are the assets that a REIT can hold, and how does it aggregate assets? How does the value get unlocked for the consumer?
Right. So REITs can typically invest into various segments of commercial real estate. It is office space, one of the asset class, then retail centers, then hospitality, and then there are different kinds of logistics, warehousing, IT parks, SEZs. So basically all different verticals and segments of commercial real estate is where REITs can invest. Typically I've seen that there are specialist REITs. Some people are doing REITs which are office specialists and they only do office aggregation.
Sure.
And there are REITs which are doing retail centers, so they are retail aggregators. And I feel that's a very good strategy because that brings in specialization and focus on a particular vertical and segment.
Do different aspects of the commercial sector yield differently?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a very good question actually, because if you see retail done right in a very structured and organized way is always going to yield year-on-year rental growth, which will be different than the office space. We call retail as more kind of bullish investment. It can give you higher return, and if it can see vacancy due to the product not doing well, it can give you lower return. However, office space is a very stable income.
Right.
There are long leases with very, very stable rentals. And retail is going to be a different yield structure. And these two asset class, if you compare, could have a difference of 6 to 8% yield on year basis.
So as a retail consumer, I'll also, before I go into that, what about warehousing and what about hospitality?
Hospitality, as hotels, hospitality, hotels are doing very well. Again, it depends upon the portfolio of tier 2, tier 3, tier 1, how many hotels have been put into the collage, and what are the returns, what are the efficiency in terms of their, occupancy levels. All that put together decides. And hospitality is again different yield, different asset class, different specialists who manage the REITs for hospitality.
Right. Now, when suppose the REIT has say OYO rooms, it has buys into maybe student housing. These don't yield as high returns as hospitality, does it?
They have definitely not high returns. One of the things I would like to tell the viewers is that anything to do with REITs in every segment, you should look at these investments for a period of 5 to 6 years horizon. That's very important. Let's not expect return comparisons between one to other segment or investing into REITs with a very short term horizon. As we all do in real estate, we normally invest into commercial real estate when REITs was not available. Most of the investors, of course, the advantage is now a smaller ticket size investor has a ability to invest in a structured market. However, these investments were always getting the best returns when you were holding it for 6 years, when the rentals used to appreciate, property used to appreciate, and your overall yield, which is coming in form of your income plus appreciation, used to be north of 12 to 14%. And if we have to beat that comparison, our holding and sustainability to hold these investment class should be about 5 to 7 years.
So if I'm a retail consumer, I don't know much about the returns. I keep checking what are the returns that different REITs are posting. Let's make it clear to the consumer that today there is only one official REIT in the country, and that is the Blackstone Embassy REIT.
That's right.
which has been done, but there is a lot of aggregation that is happening so that more REITs can come out. Arindam, when will the next REIT come out, do you think, in your estimation?
I personally feel there are a lot of people very excited at the developer and the institution level. There is a lot of excitement about this since this has been awaited for almost 4 to 5 years for this to come. Now one has already come, so people would like to bring in large size REITs because the first one itself, if we see, it's a huge size REITs which has come, and most of the people in this country who were kind of eyeing this opportunity for last, I will say, 15 to 20 years, they're very large regional developers. Like DLF has the largest income generating portfolio in North. Then we have in South we have Prestige, which has got a large portfolio. So
RMZ.
I feel RMZ
also has a large.
So there are few players, but the good part is they are dominant and the sizes are very huge.
Yeah.
Like the norms are that you can do REITs with 250 crore.
Yeah.
However, I think each REIT will come as maybe $250 million, which is like 2,500 crore onwards. Because there are large players who've been kind of waiting for it. Consolidation, aggregation, compliances, I think another 6 to 12 months we will see a lot of good products coming in the REITs.
But does a REIT have to go necessarily with one company? Like Blackstone and Embassy have got together.
Yeah.
Will there be a developer involved in the REIT, or the REIT can be like a fund manager?
Well, typically, since these are aggregated REITs, means that you have to have a single ownership, large asset generating income. And all these assets in last 2 decades of economic growth and growth of real estate, commercial real estate especially, these assets are owned by developers combined with institutional investment.
Right.
So I think both will participate because both have been waiting and consolidating and aggregating and developing properties which were income generating to be listed to REITs and monetizing them. And it is one of the very fair avenues where a large institute investor who invested at a primary level, developer, everybody gets their monetization at a very fair value.
Sure.
And it's a very transparent way for investor also to come in and participate now in a commercial real estate.
Prabhakar, we are currently, if you look at residential property values, newspapers like yours, portals like ours, we are publishing residential values because the consumer is interested in that. Do you think the REIT values will start getting published?
Yeah, of course. I mean, when the REIT will start functioning like this and they start giving return, then certainly, I mean, it will be appearing like the mutual fund REITs, mutual fund units value.
Yes.
That is appearing every day on the newspapers. But in the case of REIT, I mean, look, India is still waiting to arrive to that level. Particularly, transparency is very, very paramount in any of these kind of financial instruments to succeed in the market. Now, in the REIT, Now the problem is that REIT value, asset value will be dependent on the value of the asset it is holding.
Yeah.
Now who will decide that what is the value of that asset? Now this is the market, but what is the market determined price?
Yeah.
Now unless in India transaction happens, nobody knows that what is its value.
Yeah.
And the transactions are also far and few. It happens, not that very regular transactions keeps on happening, because that kind of assets are not there. So for a new investor or for any investor who is investing in REITs, now he is investing in the various pieces of the asset class. Now the REITs value will depend what is its manager is deciding its prices today.
Yeah.
Now the issue is this, that the manager doesn't have any benchmark to decide that what is its price.
Yes.
And what is the price the valuer or the investor should be known or should be told.
Yeah.
So right now it is very, very opaque.
Yeah.
So what I will suggest here to the investors, that they should watch the market for some time. Let's see that how because now look, the big investors are aware of the fact that okay, how this is going to work. And particularly the caution is this, that when developer-led these REITs are there, because that I believe will create lot of problem. Because when the developer is participating in it, then in India the record is that even the institutions are not able to find the real values of what the developer has told them. They have to go by that only. And many a times
we've seen that there have been problems in this market. Why don't you comment on that?
Prabhakar, I think your point is very, very valid. I think the fundamental of any investment class is the transparency of the valuation, and that's only going to decide the returns. But I will only add here that there is a layer of safety which is built in the model of REIT, which gives enough protection to investor, that there is no developer which is straight away getting REITs. Most of these are very large consolidations and aggregations.
Yeah.
Because of which most of these aggregations have participation of a large financial institute. And when they come into play, and I have myself been participative in many such transactions where institutes have invested, I think they fill in that gap despite there being challenges in the valuation mechanism and no historical data available, as you rightly saying, that till the time transaction happens, there is no real valuation one can look at and compare, and there is no real track. Still, I've seen that these institutions, and that is where probably lies their expertise, their financial due diligence, their competence to do due diligence on title. So one aspect is of course valuation. I will go a little back and say
the second thing,
title of the property is one of the big issues.
Yeah, can you tell me the liquidity? How the liquidity will be there in the system? Now suppose I am an investor of 2 lakh of rupees and I want to exit tomorrow. Can I surrender the unit and can I take my money back? Or
So I will say you will be able to, for a simple reason. Right now the market appetite, as per me, with 50,000 to 2 lakh investor having ability to come into market, like you see, I mean the embassy got oversubscribed by 2.5 times. What it indicates is that there is a large appetite of investors who are willing to jump into market. When you see a trend like this, 2 or 3 times oversubscription happening, the people who could not get into original subscription will be the buyers immediately in the market at a little premium. So I feel for this segment to invest in commercial real estate, there will be definitely enough liquidity and taker and exchange of these instruments happening, because this is a huge opportunity for that size of investor to invest into most safest and stable asset class across the world. This is not India. Plus India being emerging economy, there is no way we can go. We are the cheapest in terms of our per square feet rental in the world. We are the most preferred destination from global companies to outsource most of their back offices, processes, technology offices. So there is so much global traffic and internal Indian growth which is leading to the demand of office space. Now to do that and to fasten the growth, I think REIT has come as the best opportunity for a developer and institute to now aggressively do a development of large asset in a time-bound manner. And if investor understands this opportunity on time and they enter early, they will definitely make sense and larger returns by holding it over a 5 to 7 years. Because my feeling is that all these institutions have very good competence to check the title, compliances, taxation. By participation of this institution into this whole at early level, it brings in lot of correction in terms of, or lot of apprehensions get removed for an investor perspective of transparency in the valuation, transparency in the title, compliances, whether it is getting approvals for OC and all that. So I feel there is enough layering within the REITs for investor to be safe.
Let's take the.
However, it is important, and we will see how now transparently the stakeholders take it and how much result they show. Eventually, the fruit of the whole thing lies in the actual pudding, where you actually see the result over next 7 years, that what returns India has been able to give. And my feeling is that all these initial players will be able to give 10 to 12% return at least, and this could be even higher depending upon how much demand and consumption happen over next 5 years.
Yeah, but Jasri was also pointing out earlier that Indian real estate is cyclical. It goes up, then it goes down, and then again it comes back. Now this is true not only in the residential sector, but true in the commercial sector also.
So when there is fluctuation in the
Yeah.
rental returns, how will the REITs buffer that? I'm sure it's done globally.
And what
as well.
impact? What kind of impact it will have on the return cycle?
So if you have, it's a very, very valid, I think, question and thought, that if you have entered into a valuation of rental, which is we call it a base rental, where the cost of land and cost of construction put together is the X value. And suppose, just to give you example, if you have entered into a REITs where the majority of rental portfolio is holding at a 50 rupees valuation per square feet, which is less than $1 per square feet. You can't go lower than this in any market, because your cost of land is 2,000, your cost of construction is 3,000. So your cost of asset, which is at 6 to 7,000 rupees, listed at 50, even at 9% valuation, you are at the lowest value of asset. Now these are the assessments which red herring prospect or these information which will be given to you. They will be able to give you enough information for you to assess at what valuation you are entering into the REITs. If your entry level is very safe or at a base level, you will definitely make sense and growth out of it. It purely depends from case to case, REITs to REITs. Some people are holding properties, or some aggregators or some developers will be listing REITs where the rental value suppose is 140 rupees, and next 10 years there is no chance of growth, but there could be correction of 20%. There the returns are going to be definitely lower.
And the investor must be aware of the fact that
Absolutely.
this can happen, and he should be ready to take the
Which is not being talked about, because in all this level of the 2 lakh rupees investor, he doesn't sometimes care into going into such details.
Yeah.
And that's where
Normally-
In fact, I'm going to take that investor into
Just
consideration.
one question I want to ask.
Sure.
Now, normally people invest in real estate for monthly income, particularly in the old age that rental income will come regularly. Can one use this REIT for that purpose? And do you think that it is a safe and stable kind of investment?
It is virtually, if you'll see, because these are monthly incomes coming into the REITs, and the distribution mechanisms are going to be more kind of defined in times to come. But I feel the way REITs will run, they will bring the distribution to at least quarterly. So you are getting a stable quarterly income, which is almost as much as getting a monthly income. And it will give you ability to get a very stable return, especially from commercial real estate. The returns are very stable and long term. So you can actually take this as an income which is granted, as compared to any other investment in real estate where you hold a residential house for say X amount. It is not even giving you 1.5% return. The tenants sometimes leave in 1 to 2 years. Then you have a vacancy coming in. Then you have to pay a brokerage. Then you have to get the maintenance of the house. So it's very tedious for an investor to hold a real estate. All that goes away. There is no issue of your tighter due diligence to buying, selling, stamp duty. So I think there are a lot of advantages of REITs for a journal investor.
In
and for
fact,
this
if you
class.
have just 50,000 to say 2 lakh, 5 lakh, we see a lot of such consumers going into commercial property and saying, I'll put my 5 lakh, my 10 lakh into that property and I'll go for assured returns. That's what consumers have done because they wanted the.
Absolutely, and they have been suffering, and that's been a very dangerous situation to be in, because till now, since there was no small ticket size,
Yeah.
you were investing into assured return into those ticket sizes where they were technically not divisible properties.
Yeah.
At 5 lakh, 10 lakh, you had no ability. Developers were taking responsibility, so you were totally dependent on an unregulated environment
Right.
to invest into those asset class, which technically, if you ask me, they were not even fully secured as a complete sale.
Right.
Because the property has to be a lockable property, and there was no ability for that property to be a lockable property.
Right.
So you never had a control on asset, you never had a control on developer, as the environment was unregulated.
Right.
And there were enough such people, 5 to 10 lakh, they were getting lured in by assured returns of 12%. And end of the day, the capital was not safe.
Right. And do you think that those organizations that are giving assured returns, getting consumer money, they will join up with REITs? companies that are builders that are building commercial assets and are going to the consumers and allowing them to invest in for commercial assured returns.
Again, it purely depends. For you to become part of REIT, you have to have a credible track record,
Right.
because these institutions are very mindful of which developer they would invest. And one of the most important thing is that any property you're holding, the whole building and the land should be free of strata sale. There should not be part sale and part REIT. It has to be a full asset put into the REITs. So if people have not done that, and there are new projects where they have not started selling and they have not created third party interest into the projects, definitely this will be one of the best venues for them to partner and sell their portfolio or collaborate with the large developers who are aggregating for listing of REITs and building of rental yield properties.
Let's take some of the queries that have started coming. We'll keep our discussion going, but we would like to know how you are responding to our conversation. We've got a very large number of queries. There's Vivek Pavla from Chandigarh who says, how does a company qualify as a REIT?
It has to be, company has to list. The SEBI has guidelines for company to list. There has to be a sponsor or a trustee which incorporates the REIT and files the approval from SEBI, and SEBI gives a clear permission. It's a clearly legally approved entity from a SEBI under their guidelines.
अगर आप कमर्शियल प्रॉपर्टी में इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, उस प्रॉपर्टी को रेरा मॉनिटर करती है इफ इट इज अंडर कंस्ट्रक्शन. अगर खत्म हो गया है, दैट डेवलपर एंड यू हैव एन एग्रीमेंट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट डॉक्यूमेंट के हिसाब से आप अश्योर्ड रिटर्न्स के लिए आप अपना पैसा लगाते हैं. If you go into a REIT, it is a financial instrument और उसको SEBI monitor करती है. जैसे हरिंदर ने अभी हमें बताया, it is safer because there is a formal regulation and ये एक प्रॉपर्टी इन्वेस्टमेंट के अलावा ये एक फाइनेंशियल इंस्ट्रूमेंट हो जाता है और आपका एक फाइनेंशियल रिटर्न अश्योर्ड होता है दैट ये मॉनिटर होगा. एवरी 6 months, अभी तो एवरी 6 months आपको रिटर्न मिल सकते हैं. गोइंग फॉरवर्ड हरिंदर इज एस्टिमेटिंग दैट एवरी क्वार्टर भी मिल सकता है. अगर आपको बेस्ट रिटर्न्स चाहिए, 6 to 7 years तक अपना होराइजन रखें. कमर्शियल इन्वेस्टमेंट और रीट इन्वेस्टमेंट में आपको बेस्ट रिटर्न्स के लिए इतना टाइम लगता है फॉर द इन्वेस्टमेंट टू मैच्योर एंड दैट पॉइंट. अगर आप एग्जिट करना चाहें, अगर मान लीजिए मैंने ज्वाइन किया एंड आई वांट टू एग्जिट, कैन आई एग्जिट बिफोर 6 years? Is there any lock-in period?
Yes, there is no lock-in period. It all depends upon the market demand, that how many people are interested to buy a ongoing REIT. And as I see that it's going to be consolidation and aggregation of large commercial real estate assets. So there will be enough demand and there will be less properties which are going to be available and listed. So I think liquidity will be very, very positive and possible, but not like on a day-to-day basis, but it could be like, it is not like a financial instrument.
Yeah.
But there you sometimes also lose money. I doubt that most of these REITs which are so well listed, there will be no downside. However, the liquidity could be over days to month, not day-to-day basis.
Right.
Now, tell me one thing, that the NAV will be announced by the company, the REIT itself.
That's right.
That will be on the quarter basis. Okay, in this quarter, now our NAV is this much. Now, can that unit be traded in the market lower than that NAV or the higher than NAV? This is the market driven. But how it is normally happens in India?
In terms of, I will say, any other asset class, there is no control of a corporation, somebody trading at the layer. It purely gets driven by demand and supply. For REITs, the listing is just happen. So we will see how how the trend settles down, what practices comes into play, and people, when they are investing into REITs, they understand that definitely it's a financial instrument which they are investing into, but it's backed by a real estate asset. So most of the investors who wanted to go to real estate, they understand that liquidity doesn't happen like on day-to-day basis. So my advice would be that we should not.
There will be no market maker.
There will be no market
Maker.
There should be, and there will be, I believe.
There will be no.
There will
Who will be? Will that be the REIT itself? Will
There
do it,
could
or
be,
there will appoint somebody?
like some of the developers, they give this facilitation to primary investor that if you want to sell into secondary market, we will help you as a support. So they will create a infrastructure and support system where a guy who's invested at an initial level wants to exit, he can be given that support mechanism. That's one way of doing
That should
it.
be at the NAV at least.
And that should be at the NAV. The idea of the corporation also is that they don't want their instruments to be traded at a lower level. because they are the experts who wants the valuations, because their future lies in the valuation to go up.
Exactly.
So they will definitely bring in mechanisms and service lines, like we have seen in the car industry, like we have seen 20 years back, we were dependent on anybody, but now there is like, it's very easy to do a second sale of a car. It has gone to that level, and this is a real estate instrument. These are very, very large funds, like each fund is going to be $1 billion, 5, 6, 7,000 crore. I think these funds and institution trust will definitely put in a mechanism for giving easy liquidity to investor. It's because there is a lot of demand, and my gut feeling is always liquidity will be at the higher level. The purpose of these guys jumping in to ensure getting a fair valuation.
And the rental will be distributed at the monthly income to the.
Absolutely,
the
absolutely.
buyer.
So you get a clear monthly distribution.
Yeah.
There is a clear distribution mechanisms which are fully compliant and, in tax wise. You have a fund or a large institution managing, operating and maintaining the property, and that will only decide the appreciation, which in an individual investor case, no matter who you are, you don't have ability to go and start maintaining different buildings. That's not your main business. But these institutes or trust, their specialization is to make sure that the leasing is done on the fair value, the continuity of lease happens, they are servicing the tenants well, they are maintaining and operating the assets well. The longevity of asset and the return and increase in rental decides the net asset value.
Exactly.
Absolutely. You can think of it like this. If you went into the stock market and bought individual units and individual shares, then you have to do the study of how those shares are going to perform and all that. Today, a lot of consumers have shifted to the mutual funds or the SIPs, the systematic investment plans, where there are specialists who are studying what is happening within the stock markets, and they allow you to invest into them, and you have to only figure out how the fund manager is performing. That they are the specialists. Does REIT qualify? Is the comparison more or less the same?
For sure, I will say. For sure.
तो अगर आप प्रॉपर्टी को पूरी तरह समझते नहीं हैं, but you want to get the returns out of the property market, REITs gives you an alternate way of entering the property market. आप खाली invested रहें for best returns 6 to 7 years, and once you enter the REITs, keep tracking how the fund manager is performing, and those fund managers, their role, like Harinder said, is to make sure that the asset keeps performing. रेंट आता रहे, एसेट प्रॉपर्ली मेंटेन हो और उसका वैल्यू बढ़ता रहे, ताकि यू गेट बेटर रिटर्न्स।
जब आपको लिस्टिंग होगी तो आपको पता चलेगा कि इस REITs ने किस किस प्रॉपर्टी में इन्वेस्ट किया हुआ है, और आपको गौर करना चाहिए कि कौन कौन सा प्रॉपर्टी किस तरह के मार्केट में है और उसका फ्यूचर का वैल्यू कैसे अप्रिशिएट होने वाला है। अगर आपको लगेगा कि कोई ऐसा एरिया में इन्होंने बिल्डिंग बनाना शुरू किया या बना हुआ है जहाँ पर कि कोई नया एयरपोर्ट आ रहा है या नया मेट्रो आ रहा है, तो सर्टनली वहाँ का रेंट बढ़ेगा, तो आपका REIT का जो वैल्यूएशन है वो बढ़ेगा। तो ये जैसे अभी क्या होता है कि म्यूचुअल फंड के अंदर में क्या क्या स्टॉक्स हैं, तो कई सारे इन्वेस्टर वो भी गौर करते हैं, फिर ये देखते हैं कि म्यूचुअल फंड अलग अलग तरह का होता है कि कुछ जो है सो लार्ज कैप वाली कंपनी में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, कुछ स्मॉल कैप में, कुछ मिड कैप में। तो वैसे REIT में भी अलग अलग तरह के कंपनियों में वो लोग इन्वेस्ट करेंगे।
अभी वो हुआ नहीं है,
लेकिन इसी तरीके से डिवाइड, और फिर जो इन्वेस्टर चालाक है और जो बहुत ही समझदार होगा वो ऐसे ही आइडेंटिफाई करेगा और आइडेंटिफाई करके REIT डिसाइड करेगा कि हम किस तरह के REIT में हमको इन्वेस्ट करना है, और फिर वहां से उसको रिटर्न मिलेगा। कुछ में रिस्क ज्यादा होगा, जो कि दूर दराज के एरिया में इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं बिल्डिंग में, लेकिन वहां पता है कि वहां पर मार्केट शिफ्ट होने वाला है, तो वहां पर अभी तो सस्ता में मिल रहा होगा, लेकिन बाद में रिस्क है कि अगर वो शिफ्ट हो गया तो आपको प्राइस बढ़ जाएगा, तो आपकी REIT की वैल्यू बढ़ जाएगी, लेकिन शिफ्ट नहीं हुआ तो वो वहीं का रहेगा, तो आपको लॉस हो सकता है। तो इस तरह की भी चीजें भी होंगी आगे।
Like fund managers keep entering and exiting different shares. Will the REIT also keep exiting and entering different property transactions?
Well, there could be restructuring at the REITs level, which will be permitted as per the SEBI guidelines.
Right.
However, I generally have seen that most of these, funds and trusts which are being set up, they are set up with a very long-term prospects of keeping the money invested for long term.
Right.
So there will not be very short-term churns happening.
Right.
There could be long-term strategic moves, but whosoever takes over from wherever, whosoever leaves, the market pool is getting big. There are enough fund managers or large institutes or financial institutes, foreign institutes who have been waiting for REITs to come, and they're very keen to invest into REITs, because some of these institutes at their country level have raised funds at 2 to 3% to be invested into REITs, and 7 to 10% yield for them is a very exciting opportunity to be part of it.
Absolutely.
And India being the growing economy, and as I said, there's huge demand coming up for office space. timing could not have been better from a developer perspective.
Yeah.
As you know, Mr. Prabhakarji said that the RERA is there, and you've also been mentioning that. I think it is very, very good environment or an ecosystem set up for a large institute money to come into play and give also opportunity to a retail investor to participate. According to me, this is one of the best opportunity for us to encash on as an investor, and as stakeholders, we all should make very, very happy way out from this.
Right. Manu Singh of Delhi asks, what type of REITs are available in India currently? How do we decide which one is better?
What kind of REITs are available?
Yeah, we actually, I think it is
Only
in response
commercial real
to.
estate REITs right now it is there.
But
and
like
there
he
will
said,
be
there will be retail REITs, there will be office
Yeah.
REITs, there will be logistics and warehousing REITs. अभी वो आया नहीं है. Manu Singh, what he's talking about is how this market will grow. Right now we have one REIT in the country.
Which is more, Messi has done that, which was more predominantly was office space.
Office space.
Now, but I can tell you that in future you will see lot of developers, they are already queuing up, and they will be REITs which will be done by retail centric investors, where most of the money is invested into retail assets or retail malls or centers. So there will be different kinds of product coming up. At the moment, the return in all segments are very, very positive, and projections are very, very promising. Of course, one will be better than the other, and I feel retail and office are the most safest or strongest in terms of return in times to come in India.
So there you are, retail and office is what he's saying is the safest and the strongest in the Indian market. Natasha Kaur from Mumbai asks, how will REITs help the real estate sector? In many ways, right?
In like, it is like the best time, in many, many ways, you're right. Yeah.
He talked about asset maintenance. When a REIT comes, today we find that in India, a lot of developers create the assets and they sell it off piecemeal to make quick money and then complete the project. What will happen is there will be a more consolidated strategy, जहाँ पे developer कहेगा, I want this project, I've conceived of this project, these are the prospects, now you will start strategizing. How will this particular unit perform, and if it performs, who can give me the money, and the REIT will start collecting from you. Then the REIT is more attuned to checking out how good that project is from the developer level. We will also see a lot of asset maintenance, which was traditionally a big problem area.
Big reason, absolutely, because typically what used to happen, developer used to sell properties, and within first year of handover they used to walk out. Now with different owners owning pieces of property, they had no clue and expertise to maintain and hold those properties good for maintenance or good for occupancy or tenants. That gap also gets filled in. All these properties are going to be managed by experts under the guidance of our institution. That brings in a lot of governance, transparency and compliances on the asset audit, asset maintenance, whether it's a structure, whether it's technical, whether it is equipment, or overall I think the assets will have much longer term kind of stability in their age, which is what is also important for your money to be safe, because these assets are going to be
professional manager will be there, they will ensure it that that asset must perform. So
absolutely. I feel there are very good and endless benefits for emerging economy like India, where there were less regulations in real estate which have just come in, but from in terms of title, in terms of quality of construction, in terms of timely delivery, because of the financial closure being there at the initial level. At the base level of planning of asset, with institutions participating, they will be able to give you timely money to complete the asset. Income will start on time. So there will be timely completion, cost and quality benefits, all 360-degree benefits in REITs as an overall package.
There's Mohit Kumar of Bangalore who says, how do shareholders treat REITs dividends for tax purposes?
That's a very, very valid question. It is very clear that there will be no double taxation. There will be only one taxation. You will get your income net of tax. Basically, what you're seeing is this distribution is happening of a rental income which is generated by the trust and distributed back to the investors. And 90%, there's a regulation that the 90% of the income of trust has to be given back to the investors or shareholders. So there will be no taxation. It will be a general standard one tax which is on the rental income, and that tax will be tax applicable, and rest will be distributed back to the shareholders.
And as a shareholder, when you get it back, the norms are going to be that there will be no double taxation.
Absolutely.
Right. There's Nitesh There's Nitesh Arora of Gurgaon who says, how much appreciation can we expect out of REITs in 3 to 5 years period?
As we've just spoken, during our discussion in the last few minutes, that the returns are purely dependent upon the information available to you, to the REITs you are listing. I feel over a 5 to 6 years holding. The reason why we say that you should hold it for 5 to 6 years is that typically these rental leases have escalation clauses after 3 years of 10 to 15% rental getting higher. If your entry is at a good base rent and the increase comes through, and if the vacancy when you entered, suppose you've invested into a 100 square feet area and that was 75 square feet occupied and 25 gets occupied in a year plus the rental increase come, all this put together will push your asset value by 5 to 7% per annum. That plus your rental yield of 7%, it could be 12 to 14% return if you hold it for 6 to 7 years.
I hope you're listening in Amit Singh of Pune, because he says he's new in real estate and would like to know about REITs. We are trying to give you the base information about REITs. Of course, we understand that there is only one REIT in the country and there will be many more. But remember that the entry barrier has been lowered to 50,000 to 1 lakh, which means that retail investors like you and me can now consider entering REITs as an investor, and you can purchase units in the REIT which can yield regular dividend to you. He also says, how can one choose a good product for REITs investment?
तो एक ही प्रोडक्ट है तो क्या चूज करना?
अभी तो आपके पास एक है. We expect that in the next 5 to 6 months there should be more. One of the reasons that Harinder said is that there is a lot of policy initiatives that have come. There's transparency, there's the market has been cleaned up, books are being maintained, the non-serious players are being weeded out, and that's one reason why we feel that REITs is a good time.
Absolutely. I personally feel that this is going to work very well because there is enough demand in the commercial real estate, may it be retail or office space, for good assets, and this will help deliver good assets on time and take care of the market demand. So the timing and the combination is so right now.
He says, what are the pros and cons? Are there any cons to this entire investment? What should you be careful about?
Absolutely. Every investment asset class definitely has cons. There is no investment asset class which doesn't have cons. And being a son of an army officer, my father used to say real estate is still real estate. You hold something compared to mutual fund and other financial, not that I'm saying they are not right. But you are investing into real estate, and the cons could be the rentals coming down, because this whole package is based on, the whole package is based on the rental income or income yield from a property. So you got to be mindful of which asset has chances of higher vacancy ratio, which asset has a chances of rentals coming down. Those are the few basic parameters you got to be careful about. If you're investing in any commercial property, you don't go and live there. You basically look at the income, and that needs to be occupied and maintained. So maintenance, good assets are definitely there, but vacancy depends upon the competition in the area. If there is too much supply and less demand, there will be vacancy, and that vacancy can bring down the net asset value. So other than the vacancy and the fair value, I don't see any risk from or cons from the.
Yeah, well, another risk is the quality of manager.
That's right.
If the quality of manager is really good, then you will really get the return, or they will try to give you good return. But if the manager is not good, and here the chances are that if the manager is not good, he can take away your money easily.
Exactly.
Because it's a very opaque. Right now it's opaque. Now to make it very transparent will take a lot of time, because like in the earlier, remember in the stock market, when there was no electronic trading and people used to trade through the chopri and all that. Now during that period, you sell share today at 160 rupees per share, and then you came to realize that boss, on that day the share price was 190, and the broker didn't tell you, and you had no wherewithal to find out that at what price the share was getting sold. So similarly, and then they go into the electronic system. Now you can, just push the button and find out that what is the share price. But in that real estate sector, to arrive at this situation, that on the push of the button you can find out that what is your asset value, is not there. And
so do you think retail investors should, we've asked Harinder, you tell me, do you think that retail investors should wait some more or start investing now?
No.
You've got an early entry advantage today.
Yeah, but I believe that you must wait to find out that how these asset managers are performing, how they are, declaring their NAV, and how their NAV is performing in the market. Now today, suppose, because they are not selling their assets, now what is happening, that there is a chance that the manager himself will keep the share or the price at a constant level. And they will say that market is saying that the price is only at this level, so your NAV is not increasing. though your rental might increase a bit, so your monthly income might increase, but your asset value is not increasing. Now, there is no formula per se, though in India it is being said that the monthly income should be multiplied by 100 times to give the asset value. That is the thumb rule. But if manager says that no, this is not true in this case, you have no say to say that no, you should price it at this price. They might not do it. But if a manager is good and if he wants to really give all the benefit to the investors only, then he can do it and he should do it. Now, what happens that the manager, I mean, who holds that entire thing, might think of it that okay, at one day when he is going to dispose it off, he will reveal the price and then he will distribute or he will take it away if he holds the most of the shares. So what I mean to say is that manager is key in this case.
And in this case, there are many
Very,
managers,
very
right? The asset manager, the company that is managing the quality of the asset, the lease manager who's managing that there is regular rental returns coming into this, the fund manager who's managing your money so that it goes into the right assets. There is a lot of management in this, and it will evolve as we go along.
I agree. I think you're very right that it is a combination of operational excellence
Yes.
which will play. You need to have a basic capability for marketing and leasing one side. You need to have capability to manage and operate the asset, and third is manage the fund.
Right.
So you got to combine these three expertise for REITs to perform
And the
well.
determination of the valuation.
And the determination of the value.
Yes.
And that will
Very
be
key.
set by a track record of a fund
Yeah.
manager and his expertise.
Exactly.
Which is what happens in mutual fund. There is always a historical track record of a certain fund manager and his specialization and expertise to foresee the market conditions.
Yeah.
In this case also, fund manager, as he's saying, is going to play a very critical role,
Absolutely.
and he
Very
has to have
critical.
competence which is 3-4 fold, not just
Yes,
one track of
absolutely.
financial expertise. It
Yeah.
is going to be financial, ability to value real estate, ability to manage, operate real estate, and ability to lease it compared to the market at the fair value.
Sure.
Yeah, today in fact in the market there is more than 100 mutual funds. And you will find that many of the mutual funds is giving you only 2% or 3% kind of annual return.
Absolutely.
I mean, so it depends on the manager that who is managing it, and I mean manager also who wants to allow you to make money.
I agree. Absolutely.
Basically, it is they who decide you that
Yes.
how much money you should make. You should
Yeah,
make.
but I think typically, I personally feel that these fund managers definitely have a very, very critical role, and they would be fairly keeping the way to be kind of paid, as
Yeah.
per their expertise or
And the regulation
specialization
will
cost.
also evolve, sir.
And regulation will also evolve.
because
I agree. I think it will be a learning curve for all the stakeholders.
Exactly.
But the way historically that in US REIT started as long, like almost 5 to 6 decades back in 1960, I feel it will take its own time. In most of the countries, REITs is new, other than US, which is started in 1960. Australia, Singapore, some countries
Yeah.
started in 99. Malaysia had started in 89, 90. So I think over a period of 10 to 15 years, this will settle down. There'll be a lot of history, credibility, and seasoned or serious players who will establish their reputation, and they will be able to bring in the large portfolio.
exactly that is very, very key.
That's right. But this is going to stay in India for long, and this will be one of the way forwards for us.
Good
to,
for the market, good
Yeah.
for the investor,
Absolutely.
good for everybody.
It just can't get better than this from here.
And
for
so the
India.
regulators should also come out very clearly that what are the regulations which should
Absolutely.
use to
Yeah.
monitor it. That is
Yeah.
very, very
Yeah.
key, because in India, as the real estate happened, the RERA came in at least 20 years late. Had the RERA came 20 years back, situation would have been
Yeah.
Yes,
what
absolutely.
it is today.
Karan
Sure.
Sharma of Mumbai asked, which state is doing well in terms of commercial real estate? Can a REIT investor buy a property virtually in any part of the country? I think he hasn't understood that you're not buying a property, you're buying a financial instrument.
Yeah, but your underlying investment goes back to the commercial real estate. I think right now the focus should be on tier 1 cities. All the tier 1 cities, the data says that this year the demand has been all-time high in most of the metros. So Bangalore, NCR, all Gurgaon, Noida, these cities are the cities where large consolidation and aggregation is happening for listing, may it be retail or commercial properties, office space. So metros should be our focus for next few years, and then we will see how the demand builds up for tier 2 cities, and then we can take call based on.
Sure.
Yeah, and some of these REITs might have a combination of tier 1 and tier 2 assets, so
Yeah.
we'll have to be very careful about in a REIT how much tier 1 assets are being listed and how much tier 2.
Yeah.
Because typically there'll be a bouquet of these assets which will come into play. So the good part is that you hedge or divide your risk into different cities. At the same time, you got to be mindful of the balance which needs to be there, that it should not be too tier 2 heavy and less on tier 1.
Right.
So all those things we need to be evaluated.
Just to tell our consumers that we are running a poll right now. Would you like to invest in REITs? A yes or no. It would help us understand the mood of the consumer. Do participate so that we can give you the answer at the end of the session. There's Jitendra Singh of Chandigarh who says, I'm new to the real estate. I think we've taken this. Yogesh Singh Nayak says, what if the builder runs away or goes bankrupt after selling REITs?
After?
Selling REITs. I think the concept is still.
Yeah, can I just take this? Like,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
because most of your income, as per the SEBI regulation, 75% of the income of the REIT has to come from a ready asset. So I don't think so developer, other than his ability to develop good asset, has a role. So once they are listing the REITs, your 75% of investment typically is going into ready asset class. And then as we have spoken, it comes to the expertise of the fund manager to manage, operate, lease, market the asset. So developer doesn't have a big role to play. And most of these developments at the development level are also, there's an initial participation of financial institutes, and they take care of those kind of risks which are involved in rest of the 25% investment, which could go to under construction properties also. So I think there is an inbuilt structured way to protect that risk.
And then there will be a trust also, no?
And there's a trust.
Yeah.
So the inheritance or passing of the authority will be very, very clear and clean.
Yeah, so it's not that easy.
That's right.
There's Digvijay Singh who's asked us on YouTube, expected growth within 5 years for the industry and for the REITs themselves, the returns.
Well, I think, I mean, the way this has been awaited long, it will be very difficult to put together figures. I'm not so much right now prepared, but I could just give you a guesstimate that it could be about $8 to $10 billion investment in next 5 to 6 years, which will be listed under the lease, at least I mean in 5 to 10 years under REITs. Which is a very huge opportunity.
It's a huge opportunity.
Yeah.
And every 50,000 of yours counts.
Every 50,000 will count.
Every unit
Yeah.
that you invest.
And the larger it becomes, your money gets into the, asset class which is identified, an important asset class once the volumes grow. So you are going to be really getting good returns, because any market which becomes sizable gets better regulation, get better focus and better attention from all stakeholders.
Sure.
Now, 50 million square feet of commercial space was rented out last year.
That's right, which is the
2018.
highest consumption after 7-8 years.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so now even if suppose the 10 or 20% of this goes into the REITs every year, then imagine the kind of a space will go to the REITs.
And another point, since I am a commercial real estate expert, I've been 25 years just doing commercial real estate leasing and advisory. So I can tell you that from a tenant perspective, the large consumption of tenants, all the big tenants which are multinationals and all the large companies, they are now very mindful of going to single ownership asset. That's a big shift which has happened.
Yeah.
So as you're saying 20%, there could be a situation where actually 50 to 60% of these assets could be REITs, because now tenants only want to go into the single ownership.
Yes.
So once there is availability of REITs and developer is not doing strata sale, tenancies will happen. First preference will be the complexes where the ownership is single. Now these are the complexes which will come to the REITs. So I think you will always be, I always say that in any market out of 100 units, 50% always is the premium units or a good quality asset, good location, 50 are average or 20 are average, 30 are very bad. So you will always be putting your money into the top quality assets. These are the assets which are going to be built by institutions, and tenants will prefer going there. So all quality assets will prefer single ownership complex which gets listed to REITs.
REITs.
So
So
it's a
when
great
you're
opportunity.
investing in the REITs, you're investing in a good property also.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You're typically investing into the premium class
Yeah.
of the market pool.
Lalit Pandey of Gujarat says, what is the difference between REITs and mutual funds? Where should one invest today?
REITs here, you are investing in the real estate. In the mutual fund, you are investing in the share of the company.
Right.
So this is the two different class. And REITs here, your investment, I mean, the money is poured in first through the sale of units, and then that money is invested in purchasing of the large real estate buildings, mostly commercial right now. But it will not be limited to commercial, it will go into the other sector also, the retail, or God knows, tomorrow it might go into the residential also, because world over the REITs do invest in the residential property also.
But in
And
India, it's not allowed yet.
It's not allowed. Because they're the.
India's residential markets need to do a big cleanup before
Yeah.
it gets ready for any such
Correct.
investment.
Yeah.
Deepa Kala of Bangalore says, I have noticed that real estate sector is not giving much returns to investors. Do you really suggest investing in REITs now?
Well, I will not fully agree, because last 1 year to 2 years, residential has not been doing well, but
Yeah.
commercial real estate has given all-time high returns. there was a negative sentiment because India 85% of the market is residential driven and commercial is still about 10 to 15%, so it doesn't get noticed and the sentiment largely was very negative due to residential, but commercial asset has given the best returns in last 2 years typically, and if anybody is missed on account of that, sentiment should change now. You are missing on some real opportunity thinking that the markets are down. Commercial real estate is doing very good.
Rakesh Reddy of Chennai, he's 28 years old and wants to buy mutual funds. However, I would like to invest in REITs. What does SEBI say about REITs? Is it a risk-free investment?
No investment is risk-free, first of all. So the moment
You're
you
right.
are investing in any financial instrument, there is a risk. But only thing is this, that as a mutual fund, the risk is diversified. In REITs also, the risk is diversified because when you are investing to buy any units, those money is invested in number of properties. It is not invested in only one property. So that is why the risk is and in the various cities also. So average return in the REITs supposed to be somewhere around 8 to 10% or 11%. So if you want to remain to invested in that kind of instrument where return is regular and at between 8 to 11%, REITs is a very good instrument.
So I think we've covered the gamut of things. I'll just take this last query. It's a very strange one, and I thought I would like to call it out. मेरे बच्चों को कोटा भेजना है एजुकेशन के लिए, क्या वहाँ पर प्रॉपर्टी रेट रहते हैं? For this is from Harish Mirawat. हरीश जी, अगर आपके बच्चों को कोटा भेजना है और अगर बच्चे अभी जाने लायक नहीं हैं, छोटे हैं, आप कहीं पे तो अपना पैसा इन्वेस्ट करोगे ताकि वो ग्रो करे कि आपके बच्चों को कोटा भेज सकें. रीट एक ऐसा इंस्ट्रूमेंट है जहां पे आप अपना पैसा डाल सकते हो, प्रॉपर्टी मार्केट बढ़ेगा तो आपके पैसों का वैल्यू बढ़ेगा. जैसे हरिंदर ने कहा 5 से 6 साल तक आप जरूर होल्ड करें क्योंकि बेस्ट रिटर्न्स कम इन रीट्स आफ्टर 5 to 7 years. अगर आप इतना करेंगे तो आपके पास एक रेगुलर डिविडेंड भी आता रहेगा और आपके पैसे का वैल्यू बढ़ेगा, और जब आप एग्जिट करेंगे 5-7 साल में तब आपको ज्यादा पैसा मिलेगा. अगर आप एक प्रॉपर्टी कोटा में खरीदें तो आपको नहीं पता वो मार्केट कैसे परफॉर्म करेगा, मगर जो रीट्स हैं वो ऐसे मैनेजर्स हैं जो प्रॉपर्टी मार्केट समझते हैं, आपके पैसे का वैल्यू समझते हैं और उस वैल्यू को आपको अनलॉक करके दे सकते हैं. एंड ऑन दैट नोट, I would like to tell you that there was a poll that we ran. Would you like to invest in REITs? 67% say they want to invest in REITs and 33% are still fence sitters.
Cheers to that.
There's no harm in being a fence sitter today, because remember that our show has picked up a trend that's very early in the cycle. एक REIT आया है market में, but there are going to be many more, and we know for a fact that many other fund managers are consolidating real estate assets so that they can launch their REITs. But like Harinder said, the norms suggest that 70% have to be in completed assets, performing assets, and that is something that the fund managers are trying to get in place. Once that happens, there will be more REITs in the market. You will have more choice. Thank you so much for watching This Week in Property. I'm Jayashree Kurup. That's Prabhakar Sinha and Harinder.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.